Are you a fan of the Dragon Ball Super card game? If so, check out QueenCityGaming.com for sealed product, singles, and more. Just use promo code MafubaJar-10 to save 10% off your order every time.
Welcome back to the Mafuba Jar. We've been sealed away for a brand new kind of video. I've never really done videos like this before for either this channel or even the Pokémon Evolutionaries channel, but I figure it's time I give it a shot. And this is going to be a top 5 list. Specifically, the top 5 leaders slash decks I believe are going to be the most relevant in the new coming meta. Because for those of you who were not aware, recently it just got announced that the Super Shenron leader is going to be eroded, and we have 2 banned cards. It's going to be the Bardock, the Progenitor, and a Child's Wish, which those were huge contenders in the meta. Like they've been parts of like the top decks for a pretty long time now, and I'm really thinking about it. So this list here you guys are about to see, these are going to be what I personally think are going to be the top 5 decks, but that doesn't necessarily mean these are going to be the only 5 decks that are good, or that this is going to be 100% accurate, because that's one of the things I actually really like about the card game, is that it's a little bit unpredictable, because you always have like these weird janky decks that can sometimes creep their way into the top listings of a regional, and hell, we've even had very rare instances where those kind of very odd decks actually end up winning the whole thing. So this top 5 is not meant to be taken like very concrete or anything like that. It's just, again, what I personally feel is going to be the best of what we're gonna see. Alright guys, so with that, let's get right into it. So for number 5, I'm gonna have to give that slot to Hirudegarn. Now, Hirudegarn has been around for formats for quite some time now. It's been around for a lot of formats, especially for Dragon Ball, saying it's not like basically every set we get a brand new format, but Hirudegarn's stood in there for quite some time. It's only when set 6 came out that it kind of got power crept a little bit, but it's still a very good leader and a very good deck. Now, even though we are losing the whole Storm engine with Bardock, the Progenitor, there were versions of Hirudegarn that were not Storm based that still did have some regional success. Like, for example, Hand Control Hirudegarn with all of its cards, like its own set cards. There's also been Red-Blue Hirudegarns. Like, it's a really powerful leader. Not to mention it's blue, so it has a lot of access to things. Like, being able just to pitch any battle card to draw to when it attacks, that's really, really good right there. Like, that just makes it really generic. And also, not to mention, we got the Agent of Destruction stuff too, so that could be something Hirudegarn plays extremely well. So, I definitely would not knock him out whatsoever. As I said, he has been power crept a little bit, but the biggest thing with that was Super Shenron. Now that Super Shenron will most likely not be in the picture anymore, I feel like Hirudegarn has a real good chance again. So for number 4, guys, I'm gonna have to give that slot to Vanilla Beatdown with the Kid Goku leader. Now, this is a deck that we got in set 6, and ever since its release, it has seen success. Like, it is doing good in regionals. It may not be taking the most top slots, but it is usually almost always taking a few top slots in there, because it's just like, even though it's like kind of a simple deck, it's really powerful. The idea is that you basically attack your opponent's leader with skillless cards, using few cards to make it really high powered. So maybe with only like 2 or 3 cards, you're attacking with a 50,000-60,000 power battle card to your opponents. And they're having to waste so many cards and resources to block it that eventually they just won't be able to block it all, and they just end up losing the game that way. It's a really fun deck. It's really not that expensive to make either, minus the Secret Rare Demigra or whatever ultimate you guys want to add in there. So definitely worthy of the number 4 spot. It's really, really fun deck overall. Number 3 on this list is actually one of my favorite decks of all time, with like one of my most favorite leaders, and that's going to be the yellow Broly leader that we got from the first Broly pack. Now, the most common version of this deck is with the Height of Mastery engine, which uses Height of Mastery Goku along with Path to Greatness Goku, and of course the Victory Strike Goku. And it's still a very good deck. Like, even when with Super Shenron was still in the meta, and it still is going to be in the meta for a little bit before that ban takes place, it still tops regionals. Like, it still is all over the place. And like, what's really awesome about this is like, if you don't want to spend the nearly $500 just to get the path to greatness and the victory strike, you don't have to. Like, one of the most powerful things about this leader is that there's almost nothing you can't build with it. Like, almost any deck you want to build, you could use that leader, and it's just so good because this leader right here is arguably the most versatile leader we have in this whole game right now. Matter of fact, that was a big reason why the Super Saiyan 3 Goku was banned, because you could make anything with that deck. And that's how this leader is. You can make anything with this leader. And it's just really, really awesome. And now, with one of its biggest threats, Super Shenron, gonna be out of the picture, man, forget about it. Like, I'm not entirely sure if it will, but I would not be at all surprised if this deck climbs its way back to the top 3 triangle, because it was among the top 3 until set 6 came out. But still, it's still a very powerful leader, really powerful decks you can make with it overall, and definitely a deck you guys should be looking out for. Now, before I tell you guys the top 2 decks, just a quick little thing I want to say. These decks to me are so neck and neck with each other that I almost put them both as number 1, and the rest of the list would have been done a little bit differently. Especially with the new support that we've gotten from Unity of Sands and Unity of Destruction, which that should be a dead giveaway of what these top 2 cards are. And honestly, depending on how things go, my opinion on the order of these 2 decks could very well change, depending on how things go in tournaments and stuff like that. But with that out of the way, the number 2 deck on this list is going to be the Janemba Mill deck. Let me just get this out of the way. I am not a fan of this deck whatsoever. Matter of fact, this is not a popular opinion, what I'm about to say. I would have rather Bandai address this deck than the Super Shenron. I would rather lose to Super Shenron than Janemba Mill. I would rather Super Shenron in our formats completely untouched than to face another Janemba Mill. Okay, that's all out of the way now. But no, I do fully understand why Super Shenron was picked. So Janemba Mill, guys, as the name stands, the whole basis of this deck is to mill out your opponent. And currently we don't really have much ways of stopping this whatsoever. So that's one of the reasons why it's so powerful. Not to mention we got stuff not only set 6, but Unity of Destruction just gives us so many more powerful stuff to work with. The yellow Bojack negate, the blue yellow Janemba, and the blue yellow Bojack cards that we got just really just makes this deck so much more powerful, and just gives us even less hope of surviving it, because as I said, currently there really isn't much out there that can really stop it. Like, your really only hope is to just hit the deck as hard as you can, as quickly as you can. That's really the best chance we have of beating this deck right now. And it's just, bad opinions aside, it's a really powerful deck. Like, it's extremely powerful, and it definitely deserves its spot among the top decks of the format right now. Alright guys, the moment you've been waiting for. The number 1 deck on this list is, go a little drum roll. That is right guys, it's going to be the Structure Deck Broly leader with all the green stuff from set 6. Yes, to me, I personally feel that this is now going to be the best deck of the format, with Janemba Mill kind of like giving it competition. Not kind of, like it is giving it competition, but I think Broly edges out just a little bit more. Now, this deck is just so fast and brutal. Like, you're almost guaranteed to kill your opponent by turn 3, turn 2 even, if you get the right cards you need. Like, that's just mind-blowing. And not to say that it just like completely trashes Janemba Mill. Like, they're honestly 50-50. Like, either the Janemba Mill just negates and mills too much for the Broly deck to handle, or the Broly deck's just gonna completely overwhelm Janemba before it can really do anything. Like, it's really just back and forth with these guys. But I honestly went with this guy's number 1 just because of just how brutal he is. Like, almost any deck that goes up against him, if they get what they need, in which they don't need much to start off their combos, you're done. Like, it's just so brutal and powerful. It's just so unforgiving. and I would almost call it a problem deck if it wasn't so fun to play. Yes, I know, that's a bit of a biased opinion, but the placement on this list was not really biased for me. Because, like, it's just super powerful, and, like, its real big problem was against Super Shenron. And with that gone, at least until set 7 comes out, we're going to be seeing this guy a lot more in tournaments. Now, will he be taking more slots in Janemba Mill? That remains to be seen. As I said, depending how things go, I would be willing to change the placements on this list between those two decks. But for right now, I'm going to have to go with this Broly leader right here, guys. Just this whole deck overall is just extremely fast, extremely brutal, and just basically what we have to an OTK deck in our format right now. So guys, there you guys go. I really hope you guys enjoyed my first ever top 5 list. Let me guys know down in the description down below what your top 5 is. Do you agree with my list? Do you completely disagree with my list? Let me know. And let me know how I did on this video, guys. Do you guys want to see more top 5s in the future? What other top 5s would you guys want to see? Just tell me everything, guys. Don't be afraid to just tell me every little thing you thought about this video. So with that, guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, like, and comment down below. And guys, I hope you all have a fantastic day. See you guys next time, and you've all been released.